waiting. No one likes to wait. It seems that no matter where we go or what we do, we wait. It's a part of the human life. As a boy growing up with a last name beginning with W, I was always close to the end of the list. And by the time they called my name, I had seen everybody else having fun or doing whatever was done. And I had to sit and wait. It's frustrating to be last. But even worse than that is waiting for a slow internet connection. You know, when you're trying to get your Facebook fix and it just doesn't load. That's really frustrating. But it teaches us to wait. So I understand how Mary and Martha were feeling this morning. They were hoping that Jesus would come soon to visit both them and their sick brother. After all, they knew Jesus was close by. And isn't that what he should do? They sent word. So he should drop everything and come visit and see how they're doing. After all, isn't that what we do? If someone's sick, don't we drop everything and go visit? See what we can do for the family? See how we can help the person? But yet, Jesus doesn't do that. He waits. A first impression might be that Jesus was being pretty darn rude because he did not go. And he didn't send word that he wasn't coming. So Mary and Martha just had to sit and wait. Unbeknownst to them, Jesus had other plans. He knew that this was going to be something bigger. He knew that the death of Lazarus was going to be an occasion to show God's glory. Nothing personal, Jesus, but I'm not sure that I want my death to be a thing to show people God's glory if you could save me before I died. It's a little unusual, but he does this, and it's Jesus. And wait, he does. It's not until the fourth day after his death that Jesus shows up. And he shows up, but all hope has been lost. By the fourth day, Mary and Martha figure there's no coming back from this one. So if Jesus comes, we'll have a visit. But Jesus shows up. And Mary stays at home, and Jesus runs out ahead to meet Jesus. And we don't know exactly what Martha said We know what the gospel writer says. But I would like to change the words and say that when Martha and Jesus saw each other, Martha's first words to Jesus was, "Where the hell have you been?" Because she's sad, she's mourning, and she doesn't understand. And Jesus, being Jesus, says, "Don't you believe? Don't you understand?" She says, "Yes, I believe. I know you are the Christ, the Son of God." But that doesn't allay her fear, her hopelessness in the time of waiting. And then Jesus says, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, even if he dies, will live. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die." Jesus tells Martha, "You have not waited in vain. Something good is going to come out of this." Who hasn't felt like Martha right now? I mean, she's feeling hopeless while waiting for someone to come. I know I've felt hopeless waiting for something to happen, praying that my prayers will be answered, praying that everything will be okay. And I wouldn't last till the third day. After about the second, I'd give up and go, okay, I guess my prayers aren't going to be answered. But that's not what Martha does. Because what we need to see is that in the times of failed prayers, failed relationships, failed dreams, when we are at our darkest point, where there is only despair, when we are in the darkness of the tomb, that there is a voice that calls our name. There is a voice that says, "Come out. Leave your place of darkness and walk in the light." It is in those times of darkness that we must listen for that voice calling us out. It is the times when Jesus is calling us by name, giving us hope in a time of hopelessness. It is then, in our waiting, that we are called. And Jesus shares our tears because he also mourns our hopelessness. We are Lazarus. The name Lazarus translates into "God is my help." We are Lazarus. Because God is our help. When we wait, we never wait alone. So as we prepare for Holy Week, let us all hear Jesus calling us to come out and walk in the light.